You in the middle, Bazzi.
Me in the middle?
Why
me in the middle?
So then every time one of us asks a question, you got to go like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would have been better, on the side. I could just like stare.
I know,
above
yeah.
you.
They said they wanted you in the middle because this is my better angle.
Okay.
Do you think that's his better side? Which side do you think
I
is
think
better
so. No,
side?
this is because your hair flows that way.
So I should switch seats?
No, you're good.
I'm good.
You're doing
All right.
good.
You
Relax.
want me to sit closer to you?
Do you
I'm going to sit a little closer to you, man.
Okay.
I told everyone I was going to sit on. You can sit on my lap.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Shit could have got weird quick.
Oh, it got weird way before you got here.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it's already been weird.
Bro,
You just gotta catch up.
I'm just getting started.
Catch up with the weirdness.
I gotta go. My Uber's here.
Did they Uber you here?
That's fine.
Sammy, can we get this guy a limo?
I know, right? What's going on?
Come on. A
Sammy.
horse and carriage? Something. We make him Uber over here. Well, we're excited you're here, dude, because you've had so much success. Actually, really quickly. Well, in the public eye, so quickly. Now that you've been doing this for a minute. But before we get into the music, because I listened to the whole album. And you took us on a freaking journey in this album, so I want to dive into it. But I like to have a little fun, especially with these guys. We do something called the Cup of First Impressions. Since we're all meeting for the first time, Brett's going to sit on your lap, so you guys have a special relationship already.
Exactly.
In that cup is a couple things, and you have to decide which one of those you think applies to either one of us.
Okay.
I can hold it for you. There we go.
All right. Number one says, which one do you think has a really weird hobby? Scotty or Bret? You're Bret, right?
Yep. You know it.
I would. The weird hobby would probably be you.
You think I'm weird, don't you?
I mean, I don't think you're weird, but you probably do some weird like taxidermy or something. I'm kidding.
No wonder you keep petting my dog so much, man. That's crazy.
You're right. It's exactly what I do.
You had your good side.
How'd you know that?
His weird hobby is having artists sit on his lap.
You want to do one more? Do one more, man.
Let's do it.
There you save that one.
Let's check it out. It says, who would you take home to meet your parents, Scotty or Bret? I mean, I just have to say him now. I can't keep honing him like this. It's me.
We're like boys now. We're like boys. This guy's out. We're out.
I'm so damn charming. Moms love me.
But you're
man.
more of like, you know what I mean? I feel like you like drink too much. You know what I'm saying at the family dinner.
Wait, why do you think I drink too much? I want to know.
He doesn't get us. He doesn't get us.
Don't get it, bro.
Yeah, you just
Listen,
don't get us.
You walked in here. You looked at both of us, Brett. You used your eyes. The perception hit you. The message went to your brain, and you looked at me and go, "That's the guy that drinks too much." Why?
And you said, "That's the guy I want to take home to mom."
I'm gonna say, I couldn't pick on my guy here twice. Too much.
We're guys.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
You know what
so
I'm
it's
saying?
pity. It was out of pity. Look.
You guys are putting me in a weird place. Like,
Yeah.
All right. So on the next album, Brett will have a song about him, which will be great.
But talk to us about the success, man. You kind of like blow up, you know, like that. In the mind, kind of goes number one. But you released it like a year ago, and then all of a sudden you've had a tremendous amount of success, super fast, right?
It's been amazing, man. I don't know. I put out 5 songs as Bazzi, 5th being mine, and mine opened up so many people to the rest of my music, and it's been such a busy, hectic, but super exciting journey over these last 6 months. And
how does it feel to go from the songs being for you, being yours, being in the writing, in the producing process, and now they're public? Now you release them.
Great question. Yeah. I mean, I was just talking about this earlier. It's like, before Cosmic came out, that was all I listened to because like the music is so personal to me and it's
your own music. The only thing you listen to is your own music, right?
Yeah, it was Cosmic, the whole album. And then, you give it away to people and it's not as personal anymore because it's a good thing because people get to relate to it and connect to it, but it's not like these exact situations that have happened in my life. It's kind of everybody's now, so.
Take us on a journey because it feels like in a lot of these songs as you go through the journey, but there's some lows in there where you feel like conflicted about where your priorities are, what you're supposed to be focusing on. When you get into those stages, what are the kind of things that get you back on track?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. For me though, this is kind of weird, but every time I'm in like a low point, and anything productive I do helps me. Like if I go work out or if I like just meditate for a little bit and just like try and just like clear my head or like this is weird, but when I drink a lot of water, like I really feel better. I'm like,
really?
Do you like cucumber water? Because Brett was ragging on the cucumber water over there.
Yeah. It is pretty good. Okay.
I think lemon should be in the water, not cucumber.
Yeah. Lemon's good in water.
Yeah, see? All right.
More of a lemon guy.
You get me.
I get it. You have a special bond. when it comes to, you talk a lot about drinking water, but you also talk a lot about drinking other things in your music. But sometimes it feels like you're talking about it like, yeah, we all party, we all do our thing. You know, me apparently more than others in your eyes. But you almost turn to it in multiple songs, because we go on this journey, and I thought we came out of something, and you're back in the bottle, going, okay, now I'm drinking this and being creative, and now I'm partying with this girl and drinking you away. And so, is that something you turn to? Was alcohol something you turn to?
It can be. But I'm good with that stuff. I'm good at keeping things in moderation, and using things for what they are, and not letting them take control of me. Yeah, it's not a problem.
But do you feel like it changes though now that you've had so much success being surrounded by the party life? It's a lot different,
no,
right?
You'd be surprised. Actually, it's way more, partying wise, it's way more chill now. Because when I was in LA,
working?
Yeah, exactly. I was always going out. I just had free time. I was constantly at parties. I was constantly in clubs. But now it's like, I'm in Milwaukee or somewhere random like that, and then a new city the next day. It's like, I'm going to bed and watching Bates Motel.
What are those parties like, man? Is it like what you think? Like, I've obviously never been to those LA type parties. Is there drugs, alcohol, everything there?
He's going to LA next weekend.
Yeah, that's actually true. I haven't been to LA next weekend. That's funny. I've never been to.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's everywhere. But
yeah,
I mean, there's this little piece of hair just flying in my prayer.
Bro, will you get it for him? Or?
Yeah, let me get it.
I thought we had this, bro. No, I mean, it's insane. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
celebrities. Is it what is it? Are you partying with the rock stars?
No, I mean, of course. I mean, there's some parties where it's like ridiculous, but I choose to just stay away from that. I'm not the type of guy to be like, oh wow, that person's over there. I don't.
Sure. When my friends got into drugs when I was in high school and stuff like that, and I always avoided it. But like, it was like unspoken. Like, people try to hide it, but like, you hear about it in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Is it out and about?
It's completely
people
out. No, nobody hides it.
Crazy to me. No one even cares.
You'll be in the club and people just like pull out the
drugs.
bad, the bad drugs, and just like be like so openly doing it and stuff.
Really?
It's like, yeah.
That's crazy to me, man.
Do you try to sneak away at that point, or are you someone that's vocal? Like, man, you're gonna screw yourself up on that, or you like these guys know what they're doing?
You just gotta let people mess up on their own. Like, I'm nobody's dad. I just know I'll make good decisions for myself and respect myself. And if you want to be a weirdo, you just do your thing.
You just used a word that I heard you use a lot of respect. You talk a lot about respect, especially with art, with your art and the way people do their art. It feels like you respect a certain kind of work ethic, a certain kind of philosophy behind how you work and the way you put out music. Are you frustrated with the state of pop music right now and the way artists put out music? Somebody is.
I don't know if frustrated is the right word. It's just tough to like. Because what I've learned most is like caring about other people and like caring what they do is just the quickest route to just be unhappy, because people will always disappoint you and people will never live up to what you expect out of them. So you should learn to just put it in yourself, put that faith and that expectation in yourself. So it's like, yes, I could be unhappy with how other people are releasing it, but instead of trying to focus on them, it's like, I'm just going to do it how I want and do something completely different and, unorthodox, and give people a completely different experience.
You said people always are going to figure out a way to disappoint you. Is there an artist that disappointed you? Because there's some for me. There's, I think you can't ask a question I wouldn't answer yourself. There's someone I've been really excited for their album to come out, their music to come out, and I just don't like the way they evolve. I don't get it.
No. Yeah, there is, but nobody I'm gonna throw under the bus right now.
It's not like any disrespect to them. It's just like I had an expectation. You didn't need it.
Yeah.
I don't like here's fine. I'll even go first with it. For some reason I love Drake, and this album went off, and I listened to it 3 times. I was like, I want to love this album, and I don't know if my expectations for him were too high. I don't know if I just didn't resonate with it. I don't know if I was just in a different mood. But I listened to it 3 times. I don't love it.
No, I was
didn't meet my
definitely
expectations.
hoping Drake would have taken it somewhere else for sure. I mean, I was hoping to have seen like a more, at least on the R&B side, to see more like a Hold On, We're Going Home, like more like
that's
like
what I was saying.
Nothing was the same type tone of an album with like Come Through, and he had some really good R&B songs in there.
Cool thing about music too is that's perception, and it's individual to each person, which is super cool, and you have to respect everybody's perception of that. What do you want people to feel from your album? Because there's a lot of feels in your album.
Of course. Yeah.
What is it?
that's like, once again, is like the cool thing about what you said. It's perception. It's like an artist will paint a picture, and an abstract picture. It's up to you to look at it and, oh, I see a horse, and I see a school. You know what I mean? I think that's the cool thing about music, is that I can just be really honest and personal, and not really think too much about how people are going to see it, but just as long as I'm being super real in it, people will find their own way to connect and relate to the things I'm saying. Because even if it's a similar emotion we're feeling, we still have a different approach and a different situation or experience that inspires the relativeness of it.
What if it's not similar? Well, you paint this picture, their perception is completely different than what you're going for.
Yeah.
And what if that's the majority? Like that's not even what I was going for.
Yeah.
That's gonna feel like vulnerable, I guess.
Definitely vulnerable, but the cool thing about music is, being able to put people in that place when they're not there too, Cool. So that's a cool piece of it. Maybe I haven't experienced that, but maybe now I don't have to go through something as heartbreaking or painful, because I can learn something from you,
Cool.
I love your outlook on how you work and what drives you, and it's almost can almost to the point of self-destruction. It feels like you get anxiety, right? You want to move forward. You want to keep working and doing things. And when it comes down to this album that you put out, and we go on this journey, we hear songs like Fantasize and things that I feel like that's you on paper, you in a song, and you start putting this music out for people. And like Brett said, some people are not going to like it. Some people are not going to find it. What about other artists that? I'm sure there's been artists that have come to you that want to work with you. What if they don't? Would you work with them if they don't have the same vision of you? How do you how do you figure out who you want to collaborate with as an artist?
Yeah, I definitely like to just meet people first. Just like feel their vibe, see if I get along with you, because me producing for you, writing for you is not necessarily helping you in a sense, but I'm giving you a piece of my process and a piece of who I am as an artist. So I think step one is just meeting someone and seeing their values, seeing if it's someone I connect with and can relate with, and if it is, it's definitely something I'd be down to get involved with.
I always think it's cool to like jump inside the studio with someone like you or any artist, because I don't understand what it's like. Like, who's in charge in that room? Is the producer in charge? Is the artist in charge?
Definitely 100% me. Yeah, that's like where like my job is, and kind of like craft the entire record. Like as I'm doing it, like I'm writing it, but I'm deciding the drum pattern, and I'm playing the chords, and I'm kind of just molding the entire thing. Yeah, puppet master.
How do you feel about people that don't do any of that stuff for themselves?
I mean, it's just
is
tough.
It frustrating? I know everybody has their thing,
yeah,
but is it frustrating for you?
I wouldn't call it. I used to get frustrated by it, but then once again, I just stopped caring about what other people are doing. But I mean, yeah, I wish everyone could be a real artist, and I wish people could push the ideal of, having it come from the actual creator and not just being a face behind a product, and actually giving people something that comes from you, so people could actually get to know you and relate to you, and you can save them in a different sense, You
said real artist. Is there a difference between real artist and a singer?
100%. Yeah. 1,000%.
Do you think it's okay to want to be a singer?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, people are going to always do what they want. It's like, who am I to be like, you're doing it wrong? All I'm going to do is, follow my values and stay on the path of what I believe correct for myself. But, if someone wants to just cut records and, that's their thing. Like, do your thing.
You talked about only listening to your own music for like a long period of time. How do you find yourself as an artist if you're not listening to other things to figure out where you want to go with the sound? How do you come up through that?
You definitely you find that identity in yourself. You stop trying to do something that other people are doing, and you just create from what you've known and what you were raised on, and what your idea of goodness is.
All of a sudden you hear a sound, you're like, okay, I like that. This is where I want to go with it.
I make music completely personal. I don't think about a single person outside of myself when I'm making it. Like, they'll love a line. Like
what about personally? Like, so you're making a song, someone close to you, it's about someone close to you, anything like that. No one else matters.
No.
Completely selfish.
That's why I really get into it, because I'm like, oh, she's not.
That's fearless though, because all of a sudden you're going to walk out of that studio and you're going to have a conversation with them. One day you could be all by yourself in that studio recording, producing, but then all of a sudden you're going to be drinking coffee and you're not behind a microphone and you're not behind, your computer, and you have to have a conversation with them directly.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Well,
from
you'd
the
be
back.
surprised. I don't see too many people.
Yeah, afterwards.
That goes full circle, though. It's just what we talked about at the beginning. All of a sudden, it becomes somebody. It's not just yours anymore. It's everybody's,
exactly.
which is cool. And I feel like there's a really deep conversation, but I feel like you're a really deep dude when it comes to the next generation of musicians. So I want to go back to the collaboration thing, because I've heard you say before that you feel like there aren't a lot of people, and you won't collaborate with anybody that you don't see going the same place that you are going, and you feel like you're going in a place that nobody else is going. And I think there's something to that, because like even just what you said before, I got a message from a guy, not like a voice message, but I talked to a guy once who was from Google, and he said, you always want to do things and you look at it and you think, if it's never been done before, how would I do that? And that's what you remind me of when you were just talking about your music. So where do you see yourself going, and how do you find out if somebody's going to go in that same direction? Where is that direction?
It's tough. It definitely is tough, which is why I definitely try and, live in the present, not think too far ahead, because, I don't want to necessarily decide what I'm going to do, but I just want to kind of be in a good vibration and be very creative and just let it kind of fall into place. I know my values and I know what I believe, and I know the level of quality I want to put into the music, and all that stuff is kind of like, just in there now. So it's like now I just want to be in the moment and be creative. And yeah.
Is their vibe, you talked about like meeting with them, is that more important than the direction, their skills, talent? Like you just like, I just vibe with this person?
I think it can be, because if they aren't necessarily going the right direction, if it's someone who can take the advice and take the help, I can definitely point them in a better place. Yeah.
A couple people here in the audience wrote down some questions, so before we roll out here and get some pictures and stuff.
I have never read these, man, so wish me luck.
Just so you know, we don't know what that is.
What's the biggest obstacle you've had to overcome so far? I think that's Keisha. Keisha wrote that? All right, Keisha.
I think it would definitely have to be like disconcerting myself with other people's opinions, because good or bad, I don't want to let it affect me, because if I take the good and then the love from people, then that means that I'm also open to receiving the other side of it. So it's kind of been just disconnecting myself from opinions and just keeping it inward, for sure.
It's been like your message. You don't give a damn.
It's not a bad question here, and I feel like this might be a hard one to answer. Maybe not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. What's your favorite song off of Cosmic? What?
Yeah, I always get asked this. There's definitely not a favorite, because they all just hold like real experience and real truth for me. Yeah.
Which song describes you then? If there's one song, everybody listen to one song. What song?
I say fantasy. Like,
Fantasy,
yeah, closely describes like my mindset and how I think and stuff like that.
Thanks, man. Ready to take some pictures?
Beautiful.
Bazzi,
Thank you guys.
get Cosmic now, which we all already have already.